So should we be?
No, you're perfect. You're perfect. Y'all can not, you know. I mean, you can, yeah. You don't have to go live. We'll just drop everything on your page. The stay page went live. Where are you, Jess? When I did them. Hey, Marceline, how you doing? She's on there. Hey, Val. Val, are you on the road? They coming in. KC, y'all coming in fast. I see you. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Tina. I miss you, Tina. Like, I miss you so much.
Yeah, early.
Yeah. Marcus is like, they up early. Good morning. They always up, especially when we're going to talk about relationships. This crew likes to talk about relationships. Hey, Jazzy. I see y'all coming in. Good morning. Val, are you on the road yet? Or did you go? Or did he just go? Good morning. I don't see Jess yet. Hey, Vaughn. Vaughn Tiffany is my best friend. Yes, Vaughn is my best friend. I miss you so much, Tina. Hey, Vaughn. No. Okay, his dad flew in and dropped back. Okay, cool. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Oh, it's beyond 8. I'm waiting on my girl. I don't see her yet. Just had a new baby. Okay. Good morning. Hey, D. How you doing this morning? I'm going to introduce you guys to my guests in just a minute. We're going to get a few more welcomes in. What is Val? Oh, Val, I'm sorry. Your boo is gone. Her son moved from Texas to California. So she's a little sad. There's Jess. Hey, Jess. We're on. Well, good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Conversations. I am LaKisha Johnson, and I'm going to introduce you to my dope guest in just a second. I want to give you my scripture for today. It's Joel 2:25 and 26. And it says, I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten, the hopper, the destroyer, and the cutter. My great army which I sent among you. You shall eat in plenty and be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, who has dealt wondrously with you, and my people shall never again be put to shame. I love this scripture, and the reason I love this scripture is because it talks about restoration. It talks about redemption. And often when we've been through something, we're so focused on what we're going through that we don't understand or believe that God has the capacity to restore us. And this couple that I'm going to share with you are definitely a redemption story. This month on Coffee and Conversations, we have focused on love and relationships. And Alfred and Roz have been married 25 years. And then the stay page was a very Bruce and Carmen were a very fresh couple. And then I have Lou and Ann, Marcus and Ann Lewis, and they have their own story. And I just wanted you to see marriage from so many different perspectives, and how you can find life even after divorce, which is their truth and their story. So go share the video live right now. Put it on your page, put it on someone else's page, and let everyone see what we're talking about today. So Lou and Ann, or I like that more than anything. Like, I want to hashtag that everywhere. That's so cute. Marcus, Lewis, and Ann, welcome to our show today. You can say welcome to our guests.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, we're so glad. I'm glad for you guys to be here. I want to start out. How long have you guys been married?
2 years, so September will be 3.
Okay.
We're going on 3.
Okay. Who approached who?
He did.
Ann is serious about that. Like, I've watched them on her live. Like, I love her. She's like, wait a minute. I'm not approaching absolutely anybody. He approached me too. Tell Marcus, what made you approach Ann? Like, what did you see that got you, that you got excited about Ann?
Well, I didn't approach her.
Okay.
So I didn't directly approach her. I saw. I was at home one night, and I was on Facebook.
Okay.
Because I had just kind of stopped. I wasn't in a relationship, but I had stopped talking to someone. We had kind of parted ways, and so I was like, I'm done. I'm not. This dating game is. I was like, I'm done. I don't want to talk to nobody else. It's just too stressful. This dating thing too stressful. So I was on Facebook. I was like, I ain't not staying in tonight. I'm just look at a little TV. So I was scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through, and looking at my feed, and then a friend of mine that I grew up with, she was out to dinner with a group of ladies.
Okay.
And Ann was in the picture.
Okay.
And I knew the other people, but I had never seen her. And so I got on there. I was like, hey, who is that in the white V-neck? And she was like, that's Ann, and I was like, yeah, I need to meet her. Like, I need you to introduce me to her, like, ASAP. And the rest, she reached out to her, and I let her tell that part.
The next day.
That's really how it happened.
And you just guys just kind of flowed from there and found your vibe. Were you guys friends? Did you guys date a long time?
We dated. That was June, and we got married. He proposed in June 2014.
Okay.
He proposed April 2015.
Okay.
And we got married September 2015.
Okay. So not long.
He went against my time frame.
What was your time? Wait, what was your time
frame? Was do not ask me before a year. And I could just tell we were leaning towards marriage. Because, different conversations come up in June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So it was 10 months.
Okay.
I should know that. So at 10 months is when he did it. I mean, and I'm thinking, I ain't no fool though. So I'm not fixing to say no.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it needs to be a year. Like, don't ask. I need to see
why a year?
Whole
like
full season.
Seasons. You want to see all the seasons.
Yeah, and I guess we were already in the fourth, maybe, when you look at
seasons.
10 months. Yeah, so it was fine. It's just, it shows that you can't always say what you're going to do or what your plans are, because you don't know what's going to happen. God has something else in store for you. So I knew just the way he was with my son, the way he was with my parents, and just other family members. It was like my friends. It's good, so it's okay.
Yeah,
and
that's good. How long had you been divorced?
Got divorced January 13, so 2 years.
Okay,
yeah.
And what about you, Morris?
Was it 2.5, 3?
So kind of in that
We're
same
about
time
the
frame.
same.
About the same. Yeah.
But had you been dating? He said he was kind of dating. Had you been dating?
Not really. Like, I talked to someone that was like briefly, and then nobody, just like going out dates. Just
Yeah,
I was like, I'm focused on Hogan. Like, my son is just. That's
Why did
what I
that
gotta
scare
do.
you? Why did you scare you that she hadn't?
Because
been
I
dating?
asked. We asked. I asked her, like, you been dating? What you been doing?
Yeah.
And she was like, no. Like, I really haven't. And I was like, whoa. So
you thought it was something wrong with me?
Did you think? That's what I was gonna say. Did you think something was wrong?
I didn't know.
But honestly, I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't getting approached, and I would get approached, but it's like, no, I'm not talking to you. Like, it wasn't.
I get this. That's why I'm laughing. Like, I get this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was nothing just coming my way that was worth even entertaining.
I get
And
that.
then it showed me what my friends go through. I was like, I see what they're talking about. So, and then when he came, it wasn't where it was like just all love at first sight. I think we were kind of, I don't know, just the way he is and the way, I don't even know how to describe it.
He seems serious. Is he real
Yeah.
serious? Okay, because he seems serious. And I know, like, your personality seems more bubbly. He seems more focused and serious. That's not the truth. Is it the opposite? So you are, okay. Wow. She's more serious. Look, like, I'm trying to be nice, but no. She's more no nonsense.
Well, no, we both on that. But he is more...
I'm a little
He's
bit.
the jokester, like.
Okay.
I ain't got time for
He
all
played
that.
too
Like
much.
the other day,
Okay.
he had the teeth in his mouth, and I'm like,
It was cute. Though. It was funny. Yes.
Yeah, she's not doing that. She's not gonna be. I'm the one. I'm a little bit more.
So you gonna play more.
Yeah.
But if you don't know him, you wouldn't know that. Your
Yeah, 'cause that's what I
interpretation
see
of
when I
your
see him.
perspective was what other people have of us until they really get to know. So.
And then you realize who's what.
Yes.
What was Lou, what made you decide to date again or to get married again? And the reason I'm asking that is because I talk to people all the time, especially men, and like they'll have been through a divorce or multiple divorces, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm just getting ready to be player. I ain't marrying again. I'm just gonna date. I'm not interested in marrying again. I'm just gonna be single." What made you decide marriage was for you again?
Because I believe in the institution of marriage, and I know what it can be. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't. Of course, I was upset when I first got divorced. I was mad, but if you believe in what marriage can be, and once you heal and give yourself time to heal from that process, I felt like that I didn't want to spend the rest of my life alone.
That's good.
I had children. I wanted them to be able to see what a marriage looks like, what a healthy marriage looks like, even though it may not have been it's not with their mother. But I believe in the institution. I believe that it can work. So I didn't want to turn my back to that, even though I had been divorced. It was embarrassing. I was,
That's good.
But yeah, I mean, I believe in the institution of marriage, and I believe in love and redemption. So.
But that's good and that's important because, like, these days, I think single has become kind of like the new thing. And it's just okay for people to be single, to be out there, just kind of doing their own thing. Casual sex is casual sex. Marriage is marriage. And people make marriage feel like it's, like, wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, wrong is wrong if you desire to be married. And something you said, you wanted your kids to see a healthy marriage. That's legacy within itself. If we're going to talk about legacy or breaking generational curses, kids need to see that marriage can be healthy and that it can work. And you have daughters, right?
Yes.
So they need to see you in a healthy interaction with someone.
know what to get.
So that they know what they can expect. Again, what about you, and what made you say, I'm going to try love again? Because love after a divorce can be devastating. It puts you in a place of trust. How do I trust again? And then as a mom, how do I trust someone with my kids? Because, like, that's my thing at the forefront now. Like, how can I trust? I need to be able to trust you with my kids. And my kids don't have a dad because their dad died, So you're going to be it for them. You know what I'm saying? You're it for them. So what was that like for you to allow him to even come in?
Well, one, I had a ground rule. He has to have been divorced. I had two.
You got some rules and got rules for you.
Have kids, because I felt like if you have not been married, then just for me, you don't know some of the things that you go through with the marriage. It's about sacrifice. It's about compromise. It's just all of this that just being single and dating, you have no idea until you step over into marriage. So that was one.
That's good.
And then I said, being a father, like, you have to be, and you're involved in your kids' life. I need to see that because I didn't want to be, where I'm having to put someone off, or, we have a date scheduled, but I can't because Hogan has this. Yes. If you're not a parent, and I'm serious, you don't truly understand that when you have to cancel on someone, or if you have to say, well, no, we can't do this because he has this. Like, my child comes first. So I knew when you find someone with kids, they're going to get that if they're involved in doing what they're supposed to do. And he was that. He was all of that. And I just saw how he was fighting and just always trying to do extra, be involved. And it spoke volumes to me. Yeah. And then when they got together, he and Hogan, I would sit back and just watch and just, that mama bear just looking like
observing his actions.
Hogan just absorbed him.
Oh, like he
good. And he's that kid. If he likes you, he likes you.
Yeah.
If he don't, he don't. He has a good discernment. And
that's good.
They just meshed. They really did.
Okay.
And I was like, this is going to be good.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because blended families can become issues. You know what I'm saying? And it takes mature adults. I lived in a blended family, but it was also because we were very mature adults. We had some ground rules, some conversations that we had. How are you guys making blended families work? Like, what are the things that you put in place to ensure the success? Because you do have outside parents of the blended family.
Well, I think just off top, we got a lot of favor on our side. Okay, I'm being serious. I think God made this happen, and
that's awesome.
I don't think we're getting in the way of what he brought us together. So
that's good.
If you see the groundwork that God has done, it's just we've just been trying to keep that going, and it's just
I'm gonna get you. I see you, Roz. I'll get your question.
A thing of how we respect each other in front of our kids. Our kids understand that, hey, we are a blended family. We use that term, but like I said, it's something that we know God did this, and He gave us a lot of tools to make this work. We have great support system. Her parents are still married. My parents are still married.
That's good.
That transfers over to where my parents treat Hogan like he's always been there.
That's
you
awesome.
would think he was always there. Her parents treat my girls like
awesome.
They've always been there. Like, I'm amazed at the love that's there, and so I think that's favor. I mean, that's nothing but favor.
And I think that's something important. You have to see the interaction of the person with your kids. You need to know that your kids are uncomfortable. A question came up in Ann and said, because girls are a little daddies. Okay, daddies, girls. What were the girls like with Ann at first? Were they receptive? Did you have to get them warmed up?
Yeah, they were really like, okay, what are who is she? What are you doing? Why?
Yes.
Why do you? And I had to talk to them and like, well, Daddy, I don't want to be alone the rest of my life. And they were like,
good.
Well, why can't you be with Mommy? And I'm like, they were still in that phase, and I'm like, I had to talk with them of, well, why? But I said, I don't want to be alone the rest of my life, and I want you all to be able to see me married to somebody that I love. I want you to love them. And so over time, they kind of felt her out just to see what she was about. And it just kind of happened where they evolved to where she spends time. She does, hair. Hair is her thing. So
yes.
She does their hair for them, and gets these clothes and let them, the clothes thing and the girly stuff.
So that meshes really well. And what kind of, that's what I was going to ask. What kind of things did you put in place to ensure that they were safe with you? Because kids want to know you're safe, right? They want to know you're going to be consistent. You know what I'm saying? Those things are important, and they want to know that how did you make them feel comfortable that you weren't just gonna, okay, I'm Hogan's mom and not your mom, because even though you're still your mom, right. We're mom, I'm the second mom, I'm the whatever y'all use the terms, but we're still mom. And so how did you ensure their safety and their security?
Well, I contributed back to their age. They were 5 and 7.
Okay.
And now they're 9 and 11, so we got a 4-year span.
Okay.
I think that helps, because with girls, like, I can only imagine with me, like, God forbid at that age if I had to go through that with my dad, because we're like this. It's just, I think the age, the younger they are, the easier it is. And our schedules were not where we had the kids on the same weekend. So that helped. It allowed, when Hogan would be with his dad, he had the girls. So I was able to spend time with them, just them.
That's
it wasn't,
good.
okay, Hogan grabbing me and I can't give all my focus to them.
So
good. We would do things with them, the 4 of us. And then the next weekend, it's my weekend with Hogan, where the girls are with their mom. So then the 3 of us were able to do our thing.
Yes.
So that's what I really feel like molded us, where each child could learn the other parent.
Yeah.
And we would just do stuff. I mean, bake cupcakes, do cookies, I mean, hair, and just whatever, out in the city, going to different events. It was it allowed them to have the one-on-one time to really see she really is about us.
She's cool.
And
she
makes
loves
Daddy
us.
happy. And she likes us. And, it's just, they were good.
Did you set guidelines? Like, when you were about to get married, like your exes, what kind of conversations did you have? Because I run into people all the time who, like, I'm serious. I've seen people who will date, and they don't have a conversation with their ex when something is getting ready to be serious. They don't have a conversation and say, look, I'm getting married, or look, I'm dating someone. And I just feel like you should why wouldn't you introduce, or why wouldn't y'all have? And now if you got a crazy ex, I understand. Like, if somebody is nuts and you can't introduce, or you just got to go get married and introduce them later, because there's some situations where I had somebody tell me that their ex showed up at their reception, and like somebody had to football tackle them. had the football tackle the ex to keep from disrupting the reception. So I'm just saying, like, what kind of conversations did you have with the exes so that they could feel comfortable? Okay.
I talked to my ex about him. I just mentioned it when we were just dating. When I knew, okay, this is serious. Like, he is going to be in Hogan's life. And I just felt like it's only right. I'm just going to let you know. And we talked about it briefly. And, I mean, had a good conversation. And then when we got engaged, I remember, I don't know if I texted him or called him, but I let him know that day. Yeah. And he said congratulations and all of that. So,
what about you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think I told her about, because the girls,
part, I think
the girls don't tell it all.
They went home, and so they went home, I'm sure, and told it. So I didn't tell that. I just told that we were getting engaged, and they met.
That's good.
And I mean that was pretty much it. I mean,
and we set up a meeting with my ex, and at the time it was his girlfriend, and they're married now. So.
Oh, that's good. And that works too when the other person has somebody. Like, I think that helps sometimes because it keeps some of the drama down too. Or but when the relationship after the divorce also becomes healthy, we're not at odds, we're not mad at each other anymore, and we've moved past, that truly makes a difference. And I always encourage people that you need to figure out how to make the relationship out after the divorce healthy. If it didn't work between you, it didn't work. And you don't have to be evil, and you don't have to be mean, and you don't have to go back to the point of the pain over and over again. I have a friend in a situation, and his ex loves to bring up again and again about why they didn't work. Well, they've been divorced like 5 years now, 4 or 5 years, and it's like, y'all shouldn't even be talking. The only thing y'all should be talking about is the kids. And if that person brings that up, set the boundaries and say, hey, we didn't work. I hope you forgive me, I forgive you, and let's move on so that we can have a healthy relationship. Let's talk about Marriage University. I found you guys because somebody shared a video, and I was like, what is this? And I saw it, and I definitely believe in the institution of marriage. I think marriage is what's going to change our communities, our kids, our schools, and everything, healthy families. And I saw your video, and I was super excited, and I looked, it was a later video, and I saw what you guys were doing. Let me tell you what I've been most encouraged by is that the spiritual foundation is there, but you guys also talk about very practical things in marriage. Like I saw you talking about debt the other day. I saw you talking about tithing. Like I saw you bring the practicality also to the marriage, which I think are conversations that we need to have pre-marriage, but definitely have in marriage. So how did Marriage University get started?
I think the name, I just came up with the name.
Okay.
I don't know. I was at work one day. But I just felt since, we were able to be married again, I just felt like I'm obligated to try to help somebody else. Like, why would I just be able to get married again and in a healthy marriage, and why wouldn't I want to help someone else? Because I noticed that there are a lot of people out here that are married that are not happy. They're tapped out. I hear so many bad things about marriage. And so I just came to her and I told her, why don't we, do something to where we can just talk to people just about everyday things in a marriage, just basic stuff that happens in a marriage. It doesn't have to be anything just super technical, where we can be transparent with people and can talk about whatever it may be, because I just think nowadays it just seems as though, you meet people and they're just going through the motions, or they're roommates and things like that. And
that's horrible.
It's so bad. And it's not like these are older couples. These are couples, younger couples that have already become roommates. And I just felt like we got to do just something.
That's how ministry starts. I laugh because I call it ministry in the marketplace. If somebody is not even titled like a pastor or preacher, we have this call or this thing on us where we are to meet the need. And I appreciate you guys for doing that. And even for you, Lou, from a male perspective, because we as women are able to be more transparent and vulnerable. We talk, we won't mind talking, we won't mind sharing. But for men, that's a very hard thing to do, right? And so I think more men need to connect to more men to be able to have those healthy things or those healthy marriages and those healthy situations. So if you've never tapped into Marriage University, go like and follow their page right now so that you can see what they have going on. Everything that I've seen from them has just been good, has been practical. They encourage dialogue. They encourage healthy marriages, healthy relationships. And I think we need to see this, because everything we see about marriage right now is just horrible. Like the images people are, that it's okay that you don't have to get married, or cheating is the new norm, or everything. So tell me something. Tell them something that you think is significant about marriage now, or give them a tip or something. Yeah, they are funny. They're really funny. That's what I like too. Roz said they're funny. But I like it because it's real. And it's not staged. That's what I love. Like, I like the moments when she starts getting on him, or he says something, or they're cracking little side jokes. Like, those things for me are so funny, but it shows the genuineness between you guys, which people need to experience too, because it also, it lets people see realness. A lot of times we see a couple out in public and we think they're the ideal couple, or they're the perfect couple.
Closed doors.
And then behind, it's a war going on. Yeah,
yes.
And it's jacked up. That's why I tell people, don't pay attention to a person's social media.
Nope.
Because they'll tag and like and love somebody, and then they hate each other. They don't even sleep in the same
exactly.
room.
And see, I was talking to someone, and I said, I'm so opposite of that, because this is how you going to know it's trouble in the Lewis household. I'm shutting down on social media. I'm not posting him, and I know I don't like you right now.
Yeah.
Like, for what? I don't
I'm
have
not tagging
anything to prove to anybody outside this house. So I don't care if you don't see a selfie for a good month. I mean, it's a reason why, because Ann is in her feelings.
Yeah, now.
No, we don't need to show for other people that we're good. I need it to go on in here. So when we're outside, what's going on in here matches what we're doing outside.
And that's real. What it's not gonna die on us, but it is warning us. What, Marcus, tell something. What would you say to a guy who has been divorced, who's kind of giving up our love, or who's in the zone of I'm just going to date? What would you encourage? How would you encourage him to find love or to find marriage? Like, what would you say to him?
I would say, first off, what does your relationship with Christ look like?
That's good.
Because if you don't have one, you're going to go into a place of bitterness where you don't trust the process of love. And my suggestion is that understand what the process is. I went through the process of where I wanted to take my own life, and I'm a pretty strong person, I think. Yeah. And so I was that low, but I feel like I was just like, God, if you can you come on and hurry up with this process, because it was horrible.
Yes.
But I trusted it. I rode the wave out, the storm, and I trusted the process. And that's my advice to anybody. If you go, and it's just not marriage, it could be anything that you're dealing with. Just trust the process, no matter how hard it is. But that was my prayer, Lord. Just bring me through this. I know you got something better for me. And I just kept the faith. It was so hard, but I got the reward.
You got the reward.
What do you call me? Your manna?
That's my manna from heaven.
Your manna from heaven. But that's good, even in saying trust in the process and the relationship with Christ and God, and even encouraging people that starts out slow. Like, I like to tell people all the time, because somebody will tell me, like, you up at 3 a.m, you studying your word. I just got here. Like, this process for me right now was an evolution evolving. This is 16 years in my relationship, and I'm talking about committed to God, that he's grown me, and it's layer upon layer. And sometimes when we start looking at ministry or religion where men are concerned, you'll find more women at church, right? You'll find more women attached to religion. But the process of gaining the relationship with God is just a process. I think more men need to start, like, somebody needs to start a men's Bible study. I'm working on some stuff too for men. I'm going to work on something, a pillow talk for men, I'm going to call it. I already have the name for it, because I think men need to be able to connect in a very transparent place of where they can really talk about what you just said. Like you said, I felt like killing myself. There's somebody else that felt like that. There's somebody who is devastated behind their divorce that needs to see they can come back. And how did you find yourself beyond the divorce? Like, how did you find yourself to get back to you? Because I know divorce takes something out of you.
Well, it does. And I'm such a routine person. I think just having Hogan there was my constant.
Yes.
And it was him. It was me, him, and the Lord. Like, we had our thing. We, go to work, drop him off the babysitter, come home. I was just in my groove to where I was okay. And a lot of times I just felt like, well, you've been making it on your own, really, and you wasn't even realizing it when you were married. So at the end of the day, it's just that person isn't here anymore. So you find your way. And when he came, I was in such a good space to where I was able to part it just a little bit to let him come on in. And it just worked. He said favor in the beginning, and I truly feel like God just had favor on us. It wasn't
you didn't have to force it?
No.
It just flowed.
Yeah. It really was. It's just, I looked up and was like, I vaguely now remember what it was like just being just Hogan and I. Like, I remember, but this has taken over, and I'm grateful for that. I'm really grateful that this part of my life has really just...
Now, let me say this. Sorry to cut you off, but I also get out of the way. You get out of the way of what is trying to happen. Stop, you don't have to try to complicate it or try to force somebody to love you.
Yeah.
You know within if you're with somebody or dating someone that's not for you, and especially if you've been divorced.
Yes.
People talk about, well, what do you want? What do you want when you're dating? What do you want? No, I don't want to talk about what I want. I want to talk about what I don't want.
Yes, that's powerful.
That is, you have to, and so on the same token, get out of the way, but listen to yourself, but don't complicate it, wasting your time with, trying to meet somebody that doesn't line up with what you're trying to do. Just simplify it as much as you can and recognize what and be able to say what I don't want. That's just good. so important.
And then I think too, let it happen. Like when I was like when my husband died, and we had been together so long, right? So when it started time and I could feel I was ready to date, and plus because my 7-year-old put me on blast and said, we were sitting on the couch and he came and sat down beside me. He tapped me on my shoulder and he said, if we ain't gonna never get no daddy if you keep sitting on this couch. Oh, like we ain't gonna never get no daddy. Like we ain't gonna never get no daddy if you keep sitting on this couch. And I was like, cause I was in a routine. I was cool. I was home. I wasn't dating. He was like, we ain't gonna never get no daddy. And then the blackpeoplemeet.com commercial came on, and he was like, look, get registered for blackpeoplemeet.com. And then my 13-year-old was in the back room, and he was like, well, at least make it Christian Mingle. Yeah. Like, and so when they started saying that, I realized, okay, it is time for me to make some moves, because I was like, focused, homed in on them. And I'm still like that, focused, homed in on them. And so but God told me something. He said, you got to trust this process of love, because my hesitancy was, if I love someone again and somebody else dies on me, I can't make it back. I don't know if I can make it back through this. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a loss. And like with divorce, you take a loss.
It's like a divorce, but the person's still
here. And this person is not here. And I was like, so the other thing for me is let love happen. We'll try to resist it, and it's happening anyway. And it's like, calm down. God says, trust me, because if he puts someone in your life, like y'all have been giving the example, he's just simply saying, trust me with this. Don't trust you with this. Because you'll sabotage it or mess it up. Somebody said their 7-year-old is ready for him to get married too. Kids will start letting you know. My kids, like, they bounced on me this weekend, was like, bye. I see y'all leaving me. They were like, you need some business. Like, you need some business other than us this weekend. So spend some time with yourself, Mom. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I felt sad. I dropped them off, and my brother-in-law was like, bye. We'll see you later, And I was like, okay, bye. See you later. So it becomes funny. Tell us a little about your Marriage University products and your other products that you have.
So these are the shirts.
Okay.
We got Marriage University tees. Just the tees right now with Marriage University.
And the main thing is to support us by watching our Facebook Live session on Monday nights at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And then I have the Wash and Go line. And I hate that. I feel like I've been deceiving some of you, my natural hair friends, because they thought I was coming out with hair products. And I said, I love what I use. I don't need to reinvent any wheels. No. I like the attire. So if
you
go
created
to
Wash
my,
You Got, okay.
Yes, my website is Wash Go.
She just dropped it.
Okay,
she got it.
Go to my website and you'll see the different tees and sweatshirts and things like that. So
Okay.
that's for me.
Yeah.
For these shirts, these are on that's on Elise and Elaine. Elise and Elaine, that's on Big Cartel. It's Elise and Elaine on artwork on Instagram, because I do artwork too.
Okay. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
So, and then we have the well, that's hers. That's hers.
It's ours. The wine and go, and I don't even have one here to show.
And those are cute. The wine and go are cute. I've seen the
stainless steel tumblers. Thank you. And that's on that website also, the Wash Go.
And that's what I like about you too, because I have a heart. I love the entrepreneur. You guys have other things working outside your careers. You're building business together. You've learned how to fit. And even if something is your baby, you'll still support. You still, recognize each other. And I love that. So they're sharing. We're about out of time. We're over time. I'm sure somebody's texting me saying, get off. So we're not that bad. We're only 7 minutes. And it's my show, so I get to stay longer. But I really wanted to have this conversation with them, because you need to see that you can be redeemed. You need to see that you can be restored. You need to see that there is love after a divorce, a huge breakup, or whatever, that it happens again. And you need to expect it. Like, I think if your attitude is funky, you're not going to get it. You're going to attract what you're doing. And I also think love shows up when you least expect it. Like, when you're not really looking for it is when it will happen. What do you want to leave? What do you leave? You can leave the audience with something today. Both of you together, separate, whatever. Leave them with something.
Believe in the process. Believe in the institution of marriage.
That's
if you're
good.
single, your prayer should always be for God to continue to lead and work on you, and then He will take care of the rest.
That's good.
I'm going to say, trust God, have fun, and take it one day at a time.
That's real good. And have fun. Y'all know I believe in having fun. So that's like my ultimate thing. Like, in life, you need to figure out something fun. I'm kind of like Lou. I'm goofy. I do goofy things. My kids know that I have something strange going on all the time. As a matter of fact, when I go to their school, the boys go to school, and my 13-year-old said, my friend said, did you know your mom wears Chucks and Jordans? And he was like, yeah, that's my mom, because their moms usually come in heels and stuff to the games, and I got my J's on, and they're like, your mom got on Jordans, and my son was like, yeah, that's her personality, or a t-shirt with something on it. I'm so grateful you guys come on. Somebody asked, do you guys do things outside of, like, do you have workshops or anything coming up? That's what if they don't, I'm going to help them.
Yes.
I'm going to help them get there.
We're slowly getting started. So I think, the possibilities are limitless. So I think it's going to be more to come.
Yeah, I think definitely. I think you're going to see more of Marriage University. I'm definitely with Coffee and Conversations and LMJ Ministries working on some things. Going to bring them, Bruce Dawson, the Stay Page, Alfred and Roz. I want to see all of them together in one house and see what that does for you guys' relationship. I think we need to build something that changes how we feel. And it won't be just for married people. It'll be for single people also. I think when you're single, if you really want to have a healthy marriage, start studying marriage now.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to add, don't mean to cut you off, but our Facebook sessions are not just for married people.
They're not.
We've also been told that too, where they thought, well, we're not married, so we don't watch. What we discuss, it's what you need to hear, because you want to learn this stuff now before you even get into a marriage. So it is definitely for single people.
No, and I watch it all the time. So and I agree with that totally. I think that's the mistake we make. We want to learn marriage when we get there, and we don't. You need to study marriage now. Like, you need to study being a wife now. You need to study being a husband now. Don't wait till you get into it. Which brings me to another note. Tuesday, Bible study, The Unveiled Wife. If you don't have your book, we'll be at Guillermo's Coffee Shop. Get the book. We're going over The Unveiled Wife. We're going to talk about what this looks like from this woman's perspective. I hear Hogan. I'm going to get out here because their son is like making squealing noises. I love boys. He's like, it's at the end of this. I've held long enough. I'm ready to get out. I watch cartoons. But get there Tuesday. We have Coffee and Conversations Bible study group. If you're not in it, we can add you in it. Go follow Their Marriage University. If you're not following my page, follow my page. We got some dope interviews coming up in March. I think I snagged Frank Scott, who's running for mayor, so I'm pretty excited about that. I saw him last night, and I was like, Frank, let me interview you and talk to you about your upcoming race, your faith, and everything else. So log on, get connected. We'll be back here Monday morning at 5 a.m. for my daily devotional. For those of you who don't catch it and like LaKisha, 5 is way too early, because it is early. I'm also on YouTube, Coffee and Conversations. They've got a YouTube channel that they're building and growing, so you'll be able to access them on YouTube. I know some people are like, I'm not on Facebook a lot. Well, we got YouTube channels coming for you. Be looking out for Lou and Ann. That's what I love it. That's their hashtag. Marcus Lewis and Andrea Lewis. I appreciate you. Like, look out for them, because I know big things are coming your way. Like there's a sincerity to y'all that I love, and when you see the sincerity of a couple, that's what makes other couples win. So I'm looking for big things. You guys have been married how many years? I forgot to ask that.
2.
And then the kids are how old?
They are now 6, 9, and 11.
Okay, so
when we
6,
started,
9,
they were 3, 5, and 7.
Yeah, so they're growing. So that's their story. So you can be redeemed. You guys log back in. You know what I'm going to tell you? I love you guys so much. You know, I believe in love heals, and love is so powerful. So I'm also going to encourage you, go be loved today. Go to a coffee shop or a restaurant and just pay for somebody's food. You don't have to know them. Don't just love on the people around you. Love on the people that you look like. I look for people sometimes that look sad, just to go bless them, because sometimes that one little thing will change their day. You don't know how they're feeling that day. So go be loved today, and I'll see you guys back Monday morning at 5 a.m. You'll tell them goodbye for me.
Thank you.
All right.
Goodbye.
Thanks for having us.
Love, peace, and blessings.